Two unemployed actors, two unemployed actors. They're just between projects.
Welcome back to Two Unemployed Actors. I'm Max.
I am Sam.
And we have a great show today. We're going to talk about how my play's going, rehearsals.
Yes,
Sam's auditioning, busy auditioning. I had another corporate acting gig and some stories from that. So, first up, I have to say, I've got a bit of a problem with this play because I always said, as it's been going, thanks to COVID, for like a year now, that in rehearsals, it's not so much getting off book, it's the blocking. Like, my character, there's even getting off book, like there's no conversation, there's no progress
in the script written.
No, it's basically I'm in door 2 at page 13 and then out door 4. You know, I walk in the front door, out the bathroom, I say 3 lines, then I come in the bathroom, I have a conversation, then I'm at the front door, and then I'm at a certain. So anyway,
nice.
It's So I'm all over the place, literally, my character and me in my rehearsals.
Yep.
So
Method.
I've got this unique way I've developed. Right, I've got because I know all the lines. Okay, so that's not the hard part. I've got the lines down, and even how I'm going to deliver, because we've sort of gone through the play now in various rehearsals.
Yep.
So I've had the notes on what to do and probably what not to do, and what's Max, stop doing that, all that sort of stuff. So the feedback's been great. It's basically a page where I've got 2 or 3 of the lead-in lines, so the prompts for me to know, and then I've got like front door yell or something, and then I know I'm supposed to knock and yell, and then that takes me into the lines I need. I know where I'm going from that moment. So they're like little segments, little mini segments, like little mini skits is the way I'm looking at it. I don't know why I'm doing that, but that's mini. So yeah, so the issue for me is just making sure I can practice the physicality of it. Now we had a rehearsal booked for Sunday just past, and it was going to be like a couple at least of full run-throughs.
Okay.
With the whole cast. 2:30 to 8 p.m, like a decent one. And I'm so looking forward to it because I actually need to just practice with people.
Yeah.
Script is down. I'm fine. I've got a little page of prompts just to
So you haven't
get
been
me
in
there.
with people yet? Like for a while?
Yeah.
For a while.
Twice a week. But I need to do a full run-through of notes at the end. You know what I mean? So you can... Because it's so much about the timing, and the delivery's fast, and then it's like a beat, something's happening, and then I've got to open the door, run in, and say whatever it is. So I've just got to get that flow down and the timing right.
Yeah, right.
Because it's so much in the physicality of it, but with the bloody COVID, its resurgence in part of Sydney has shut that down. So we weren't able to go through that on Sunday. So I've got my imaginary, thanks to my dining room not having a dining table in it yet, I'm actually able to set up a rehearsal space with the 4 doors, and I can, so I'm I can't talk today.
Oh, no.
My imagination doesn't have to kick in too far. I could sort of got it all sort of spaced out and organised.
Okay.
And I'm literally standing at door number 3 where I'm supposed to be and walking to door number... Like I'm actually trying to make it as physical as possible so that I can get it right. But of course, nothing's as good as having the whole cast and doing an actual full run through.
Yeah,
but
100%. When are you performing? When's it?
February. It's weeks away.
Yeah, a long time.
Like January's next week.
I think you've been rehearsing for this longer than I have.
I've been sitting on the script since January.
Yep.
And I mean, the last casting, the callback was December last year.
Oh my God.
For
That's a long time.
April, May was going to be the festival.
You're kind of done with it?
So, because like I've been saying, I put the script down, didn't even look at it.
Yeah.
Because I want so many elements of physical, and I knew that. I want it to sort of be fresh.
Okay.
And discover moments. Like I've got certain ways of doing things at certain moments, but then in a rehearsal, I'll experiment a bit, which is great. That's what rehearsals are for, and find out there's a better way to do it.
Sure.
So it's still shaping itself, and 4 weeks away from, showtime, I probably want to have it a bit more shaped.
Yeah, 100%.
But the bloody COVID. Anyway, I was going to see a movie called The Dry, which is in Australian cinemas January. It's an Australian movie, a detective.
Okay.
Heading to the outback, investigating a crime. I've tried to avoid any more plot points because I actually will enjoy this.
Yep.
Robert Connolly is the director, and I saw Balabo. Balabo was another Australian movie produced by, oh my God. What's it? Anthony LaPaglia. There we go.
We got it.
Who the Americans will know from all these medical and detective shows.
Yeah, right.
And detective shows, I think. Yeah, Anthony LaPaglia. And a few movies in the States. He's doing all right.
He's doing
good on him. It took him 7 years to produce
70
Balabo.
years?
Yeah.
70
and he
or
17
17?
years. No, 7 years
7.
to produce Balabo. And it was a fantastic movie. So Robert Connolly is the director. And on Saturday, Eric was going to be there. Robert Connolly, the director, was going to be there, and also the author, because it's based on a book by Jane Harper.
Very cool.
And it was going to be so good, but then it got canned because they were being responsible and not, helping everyone spread. Annoying, but anyway.
Classic.
Bloody virus, we're still not over yet.
Yeah.
Having said that, auditions. Tell me through your auditions.
Yeah. So day before yesterday, I came across a casting call on Facebook.
Okay.
Shared through the classic acting pages and
Oh,
all that
you've got to be
stuff.
part of those networks.
Oh, 100%. Like, a lot of the stuff keeps coming up there and nowhere else. Anyway, so it was with Nathan Lloyd casting.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if you've heard of it.
No, I haven't. Are they based in Sydney?
I think so. They cast Wentworth and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So quite
Yeah.
big. And it was a casting call for a series. I think it's based around BMXing and stuff.
Okay.
Being shot in Alice Springs and Adelaide area.
Right.
Next year, I think starts in March. And they were looking for 14 to 17-year-old boys and girls. And my look, so I'm 21, but my look,
Yep.
I say, is 16 to 23.
Yeah. You can get away with that.
Yeah,
which
and
is great.
especially when I shave. I can look a lot younger.
Yeah, that helps.
But, and I'm sure that's what they're
Fred,
looking
leave
for.
Sam alone.
I'm
Your
sure-
number one fan is
Unless,
just climbing over you.
I'm sure that's what they were looking for,
Yeah.
kind of young looking, not
Yeah,
necessarily
yeah.
that's your age,
Because
like we
that's
spoke about.
See, if it was the right fit, you wouldn't have been able to apply.
No, also, I can't get into the right fit. I'm like, I forgot my part.
Okay.
Buddy,
Frederick, no. You be a good boy.
I was like, I forgot my password.
Oh, well, that's not going to help.
No, and
Can you reset it?
I've tried every single password that I do.
You have to email them.
I said I forgot my password. They said I've sent you an email to reset. I haven't got an email. I did it like 5 times.
Okay, not the best.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, but
So
yeah,
back to you BMXing.
yeah, so it was a very cool script. I think
Yeah.
it's ABC and streaming services.
Okay.
10 30-second episodes. 10 30-minute episodes.
Right.
That'd be a
So
very
full
quick TV
season.
show. Yeah, so it'd be cool. Yeah, so I got up yesterday. I was like, Jess, you're going to read for me. And took the photos, did the chat to camera, and did the scene that they wanted and sent it through. So
Awesome.
I did the best I could. But yeah, so I got a camera for my birthday, and then you
yes.
have no idea. I mean, you probably do. But like, it just helps with the quality of your self-tapes.
Yeah,
and it
totally.
looks better, which means you sound better and seem better
Yeah.
and all this stuff.
I've always said that when you can afford to graduate from your phone, and look, I still use my phone sometimes, but if
that's
I have to do
fine.
something quick. The
Especially if you have
purpose
a good
built.
camera on your phone as well. it helps.
That's true. But if you've got the opportunity to get something that's built for purpose,
Yeah, it's good.
It's even better.
Yeah, so I did that yesterday, sent it off. And then today, just before podcast, I had an audition through Star Now
Okay.
for a short film, paid, which is a bonus.
Great.
And it reminded me of your interrogation
Oh, really?
short film because it's an interrogation and it's just two guys
Yep.
in an interrogation room the whole
Okay.
time. It's the detective
Yep.
and the character that I would be playing. His name's Julian Tolsky.
Right.
He's a magician.
Okay.
And it's just about, did he want to be there? Was he like
Oh, is he
trying to get
playing
into
around?
the room?
Is this like a big game
Yeah,
sort of
he's
thing?
quite charming and sneaky.
Yep.
And
Yep.
there's a fight moment at the end. I don't want to reveal too much. And then
Okay. Oh my God, it's like a feature length, the interrogation.
yeah,
is.
it's very Now You See Me. You know the film Now You See Me?
Oh, yes, I
very
know that
that.
one. So there's some twists and turns.
Yeah,
in it.
so I auditioned for
Okay.
that today, and I hope it went well. I heard the other day, and I agree that like if you walk out of the audition room going like, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that, I could have done that, that's good.
Yeah.
That means you're
fired up, you're passionate, you really enjoy it.
You know that you can do better and all this stuff, and that's always important. If you're like, nah, nailed it. Like sometimes that isn't necessarily the key.
It sounds like a fun part.
The script is very
bad
fun.
Guy.
Yeah, the script's very fun and it's very playful and I hope. Yeah, so I hope I hear from them because the callback's this afternoon.
Okay.
So very, very fast turnover.
They're not mucking around, are they? Week before Christmas.
Exactly. And because shooting would be Sunday to Tuesday.
Oh, next week.
Yeah, so they're very quick. I don't know what's up, but I don't think it's student.
Right.
I don't think it's a student film. They didn't advertise it at least like that.
Okay.
But I was excited to read the description of this character.
That's really
they
cool.
say he talks. He's fast paced.
He talks really fast.
I was very excited to read about his description because it was saying that the way he talks, his tempo is like Jesse Eisenberg.
Right. Okay.
You know how Jesse Eisenberg talks, but he's got like the charm of Colin Farrell.
Okay.
Or whatever. So it was very cool, and it said a youthful look. So I'm glad that I
shaved that day.
Yeah.
But no, that sounds good. That sounds awesome.
I could look youthful with a beard.
Talk about a quick turnaround. That's massive.
Turnaround, 100%. Very quick. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to, auditioning and stuff. And we did another read through last night for the film that I'm in Newcastle. So that's going ahead.
That's good. So you've got projects locked for early next year, ready to kick off 2021.
So excited. It's going to be great.
Great start to the year.
Great start of the year. It's always busy around this time, isn't it?
It's funny, isn't it? I know. I mean, I feel like it's been busier for me, particularly in the corporate stuff. Everyone racing to get stuff done before end of year. There was one job I'm booked on, which, because it was raining in Sydney yesterday, they were going to shoot like a piece to camera, but in Carriage Works, which is a huge. They use it as a soundstage, but it's not a soundstage. Yeah. It's by no means soundproof.
A lot of art shows there.
Yeah, and exhibitions and things. And I think the roof is like tin in places. So basically,
really
if you're doing a piece to camera and you're talking to camera, you will get drowned out. So they're like, rain, storms, no good. So we'll bump it back a week. I'm like, guys, I'm not here that Monday, Tuesday. It's like I gave myself 2 days off. So they pushed it back till mid-January. Hopefully the weather holds out. But that's a nice fat corporate gig. And they were pushing to get that done before end of year just to work out. It's an induction video to talk to new employees in a security company, a national security company.
Oh, very cool.
Yes. So there's heaps of dialogue.
Star now?
I can't remember, mate. I can't remember.
So many.
I think it was Star. It wasn't through the agent. I think it was Star Now. The Right Fit's been giving me a bit here and there, but Star Now has been pretty good
very
as
consistent.
always.
Yeah.
But I think look, I'm looking forward to it. It's just trying to manage the timings this time. I've got even clients coming back, repeat clients for voiceover going, oh, can we just get this pickup done, this revision, or this script done before Christmas? And it's like, but that's the end of the week.
Yeah.
I literally got off the mic this morning for doing another pickup for a regular. So like I'm basically, I've given myself 2 days off.
Yep.
In addition to Saturday and Sunday this week. So it should be good. Should be good fun. But look, it's great to be busy. It's a wonderful problem to have. It's all paid work and it's all falling into place. Speaking of which, I did finish a corporate job. Remember we talked about the wine gig, this regular wine gig?
Yep.
And there's nothing like talking about a project you're passionate about, and certainly the wine was lovely.
Oh, yes.
It never disappoints. So what was interesting this time, this is 2.0, so different person playing the visitor.
Okay.
Slimmed it all down. We were talking about just one particular wine from one particular region, working with a professional production company and a great cameraman who usually works at ESPN. So, following my wine glass to my mouth is probably the slowest thing he's filmed for a long time.
It depends on how thirsty you are.
Yeah, well, I did have to drive home. But it was good. It was good shit. There was one issue. I mean, I didn't get to see the script until that night, but fine, we're using autocue. I can go through it, cold read, whatever. But what was interesting was they were setting up the autocue, and I could instantly see they hadn't set up an autocue before with that particular camera. And I'm like, guys, you need the black hood that comes over the top, because then that stops the reflections from, ruining the shot and making sure I can actually read it too.
Yeah.
So they found that. They tried to hook that up. It wouldn't work. Anyway, long story short, I've ended up looking to my left and reading the autocue, like a paragraph, memorizing that full paragraph, then looking to the camera to deliver the paragraph.
Wow.
So there were moments when I'd read my process, like under pressure, under the pump, everyone's standing there, let's get this done. This is the first time I'm reading the script. It's up there on the autocue. Read through the whole paragraph. Okay, I'm just going to give me a few more minutes. I'm telling them, you have to give me a few minutes. I'm just going to read it out loud a few times until I get it, and then let's roll. No worries. So then I'd read it out loud. And as I'm reading it out loud, oh, that word sounds a bit... Why don't we replace that word with this word? And I'm just trying to remember I'm just talking out loud because it's my process, you know. I'm reading it out loud, I finally get there, and then, okay, let's go. And then I might mess up a bit and we go back, and then, you know, finally get there. Like, it's a bit... Obviously, it's not as streamlined...
As before?
And no.
Is it not the same people?
Different production company.
Okay.
But, you know, anyway, I got there. It was very different. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like me holding the script and trying to memorize it, and then like I did Mitre 10, where, you know, it was literally written minutes before, memorize it. Okay, let's go, you know, but at least then everybody knew. So here we were for 3.5 hours, probably could have chopped maybe half an hour, 45 minutes off, was me remembering lines going over and over and over.
Yeah.
But look, they were very understanding. It was fine. And it was a smooth shoot. And look, it was great working with the team. And it's lovely when you can combine your work with the passion, like wine.
Why not? Yeah.
Or like the car sales one, driving a car.
Perfect.
So look, I can't complain. It was good fun. And it's going to turn into regular gigs, so even better. And hopefully we can work out the autocue. I'd rather spend 15 minutes fuffing around with it than, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And I hadn't seen the script, so I thought it was only a few short bits, but no, there was a lot of dialogue.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, we got there.
Nice.
Without me looking too old and senile. What was that word again?
Senile.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, I can't read. Can you increase the font on the autocue? Anyway, fun times for me.
Nice.
So it was good. Did you hear, speaking of, and we did mention the COVID, I know I'm trying not to this year. I think we've done well, actually, throughout the year, not mentioning the COVID as much as
Early days, we mentioned it probably every episode.
Yeah, but like I think we've done pretty well. But Tom Cruise and his spray to the crew, did you hear that?
Yeah, I did, actually.
I think everyone did, especially the industry. I can relate to the guy. Like, seriously, first of all, a lot of the money is his. They've shut down before.
Yep.
They're trying to do episode 7 and 8 or whatever it is. I can't remember what they're up to, 20 and 21. They're shooting 2 back to back, which always takes longer and is more arduous. And they just had 12 infected in Italy when they were on set there. So, like, and then so
from the crew or just
from
the
crew.
Oh wow!
So when they had to isolate and again, you know, rejig. I mean, if it's not hard enough with a huge tentpole $100 million blockbuster movie to plan the next day or the day after.
Yep.
Imagine having to plan it.
Yeah, shit.
Oh my God, the amount of moving parts. And I think I read somewhere, correct me if I'm wrong, about $300,000 a day every time it's parked. Just the ongoing costs.
$300,000 a day.
$300,000 US a day.
If they don't shoot.
As they're paused, yes.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
So, not cheap. So I can sort of relate to the guy, like when he saw people breaking down I know it's foreign to us still, but like it's work. The guidelines are there. You're living and breathing it while you're making the production. Like it's just, and of course you're going to make the mistake in front of the guy who's paying for it and the lead actor, Tom Cruise. But like, you know, what are the odds, you know?
I've seen behind the scenes of Tom Cruise, you know, in Mission Impossible and stuff. Like, he kind of almost directs a lot as well, because if he's he's the executive producer and also the lead, he's gonna take control.
There were stunts where like, let's involve a helicopter sequence that hasn't been filmed before and make it really dramatic. This is the last one. So he learned to fly, and specifically after learning to fly basic controls of a helicopter, learning to fly to perform that particular stunt, so he could be in the cockpit on his own, clearly shown by the camera. And instead of doing cutaways, you can actually be up close, the whole segment of the stunt, to see that it's really him flying. Such is the commitment. I mean, this is the stuff you can do. But then again, the risk reward. Remember how the one before that, he broke his ankle heading into doing one of his own stunts. There's a balance between, and I've said before, I'm happy to hand over to stunt people who are great at doing a stunt that's dangerous over and over again. making it as safe as possible, doing it over and over again, and making it look really good on camera, as opposed to me screaming like a baby with a bit of pee coming out.
Yeah.
Actually, make it look really good.
Well, I actually want to do a stunt course. I've been looking online for them. I think it would be good to have it under your belt anyway.
I've done a couple, and I have to say, the short courses, not the full, because I think, look, again, enough to know when to put your hand up and go, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Let's call in the experts. Things like firearms. And even if it's not a firearm, but it looks like a firearm in Australia, it's classed as a firearm.
Yeah.
And if you're the mutt that's standing there holding it, the police turn up, they're going to be asking you what's going on.
Yeah.
So who's done the paperwork?
Yeah.
Can I see the paperwork?
Yeah.
What sort of firearm is it? Is it a rubber mold? Is it one that can fire air pellets? Is it so you can check if it's unloaded, obviously, when you handle it. Is it a real gun? All sorts of questions to ask, which involve all sorts of paperwork and armour, etc. If you're turning up and someone's just throwing something at you, no. In Victoria, they told me a story of in Victoria, small film, limited budget, actors there, ready to go, rocking and rolling. Gunshots are being heard, blanks, please, that weren't that silly. But then someone called in, because this day and age too, especially in a country where you're not surrounded by weapons all the time, like in Australia, like if people walking down the street over and over again with a firearm, it's going to draw attention, especially if you're not wearing a uniform.
Yeah.
So someone called the police who turned up, and they just arrested the actor because the producers put their hand up and went, oh, he's holding the gun. Oh, well. So he got arrested.
That's shitty,
and taken
though,
it is a bit.
from the producers.
It is, correct.
Surely legally it's not actually the actor's
Well,
fault.
let's get stuck into that legal talk and blah, 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 blah. But I mean, at the end of the day, make sure you understand what you're getting. And things like, if you don't understand the stunt, can you show me is the big thing. Can you show me? The stunt on the last course, the stunty who was stunt coordinator working with Charlize Theron and Mad Max, Fury Road, that'd often be like, this is going to be a weapon. This gun, it looks the same as all the other guns she's been holding, but it's taken off her in character. The other character takes it off her and fires at her head or near her head with it. So that particular model of the gun is designed to push air through that can make it look like the shots just happened, so her hair can wisp up. Things that'd be really complicated in CGI.
Yeah, right.
And she's like, great, but, can you show me? Because before you point a gun in my head, I'd like to see you do it. And if you say, oh, no, then there's no way I'm doing it. So there he was, pointing it by his head, and you could see the air moving out. It's great. Okay, now I understand how it's going to work, how I understand how the shot's going to work. Let's do it. So how to make things safer, the boring bureaucracy around it, like getting approval to do certain things and what to ask for.
Yeah, exactly.
And fighting, like how close you're allowed to get, that sort of thing. Because it's different to sort of stage fighting in a way. But there's so many more courses you can do.
Yeah. Well, I had to have a real gun in Not Today.
Right.
And we had an armourer there.
Yeah, oh, that's great. Because that tends to say that
his gun,
all the paperwork's been done, all the I's are dotted and T's crossed.
Yeah, exactly. And he was showing me, here, it's empty.
Yep.
Look, there's nothing happening. Click, click. It's safety's on, all that stuff. But then he had to fire a shot at a tree stump so we could get the audio.
Right.
So there was a lot of that. But we were in Berry.
Right.
So there's a lot of probably hunting and gun
farms, etc.
Stuff like that.
You'd still have to get council approval.
Yeah, they definitely probably got that, but there probably wasn't any neighbours going, hey.
There was a case not that long ago, actually, a couple of years, of a music video being filmed in Brisbane, and unfortunately, a performer was shot and killed. They died later on of their injuries because what I found out on the stunt course is when you're firing a blank requires more gunpowder than a normal bullet.
Mm. Right. Okay.
And you need to, after firing a blank, you need to be able to clear the gun and look through the barrel to make sure there's no bits of metal left from that blank that's just been fired.
Yeah.
Because the next one coming has a lot of gunpowder behind it, and you end up with shrapnel being projected
actually being
which is what happened. The other thing is when you're very close to someone, you don't point at them.
No.
When you're very close to someone, you can cheat it quite easily on camera, which is an extra step in safety should that have happened.
So in
there's a few safety things that didn't
so in
work.
films where you're shooting multiple blanks.
Yeah. Sometimes you're not. Look at John Wick. How many bullets do you think were fired in John Wick?
Well, real ones, none.
One.
One real one.
Out of all of that, just one.
What for? What scene?
Where
would you need a real
there's a lot of mirrors, because it's just impossible to calculate all the different ways to show
Yeah.
what's happened
Yeah.
in CGI land. So they actually had to fire a real bullet, and that was clear the set, clear everyone. Stunt guys there, the armor's there with the head muffs on, ready to fire in the bullet. Cameras are ready. That's it. Like, minimal crew around.
But then with all the
But that's all that, because there's footage of Keanu doing a training with
I've
the
seen all those.
shotguns and because as an actor you've got to know how to react.
Yeah.
You can't just hold it and point and shoot, because that's going to look like you're playing.
But with
a
all
toy.
when he's shooting heaps, when you see all the guns shooting multiple rounds,
all that's in post.
Yeah.
So
it's just like clicks.
the flames, the sounds, it's all
I know
in
the flames
post.
were, yeah. Okay, so it's just clicks.
Because
that's
it's a
not
movie
blanks.
set, it
Yeah.
won't make a sound.
Yeah.
It's quiet.
No. Sometimes you hear little ones, and those could be blanks. But you're right with the
So they didn't use. All they did was one
couldn't
bullet.
have.
Everything was CGI.
Yeah.
So you don't need to take certain risks, but when you do, you should have someone there who's responsible specifically for those risks.
Yeah.
You should be able to see, understand, ask questions, and say no.
Yeah.
And feel safe to do so. And there are steps even after that, like checking that it's clear.
Yeah.
Checking it's clear after you fired a blank.
Yeah.
When you're close to someone, firing offset.
Very cool.
To try and avoid that.
Yeah.
So, if anything, I think every actor should at least do like an intro to stunt or something.
Yeah.
Just so that because you don't know what you don't know.
Well, I'm waiting on hearing back from this because they said like a acting action course coming soon. And I've been looking at it. Like I don't want to, like I can do just the stunts, but I reckon this will include a lot of it in one
action
course.
Acting around the corner here, actually, in just past St. Peter's, I think. I did their 2-day course. They had a special forces instructor teaching us what they would normally do like years ago, because there's no way you're going to learn the current stuff, and 2 stunt coordinators. That's where I met the stunt coordinator for Mad Max Fury Road. Action Acting. And they do everything from what I did, like a course for actors.
Yeah.
And that particular one was focused on using small arms and rifles in a group. So learning how to move around safely in a group and clear a room, as an example. So that, the fundamentals, so that you can turn up on set and you can have half an idea of what you've got to do.
Yeah, and fighting
before
stuff
blocking.
As well.
No, the course I did prior to that with a different company was all about hand-to-hand combat without weapons. So I've done martial arts. I did a lot of martial arts when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And so I'm used to punching through people rather than stopping just before, so it was quite interesting. And even as a stunt performer, you don't get sort of close than, you shouldn't get closer than like 6 inches of someone. But with the discipline from that, it was easy when they did a disciplined training course and slowly got you up to speed to the point where you could. What I learned was most important, if not more important than throwing the punches or the hits, is taking them, how to react appropriately.
Yeah, okay.
And how the different...
Do you find it hard not to make sounds when you're...
I know. Apparently, the sound guys, when they film Rocky, could hear Stallone going...
Oh, my God.
All the time. Yeah. There's a few stories about that. Yeah. And it's like... who else told that? One of the actors from Star Wars, they kept making the sound.
Oh, that's so stupid. It's kind of funny.
How can you not help it?
So they're kids. Yeah, exactly.
So, really interesting stuff.
Awesome.
And... for our 60th episode, which was our last episode, to celebrate, we have stickers.
Yeah.
If you want one, because they're awesome in limited edition, Fred wants one.
For those watching on YouTube, I'm holding it up. There it is.
Send us an email, contact@twounemployedactors.com. I'll put it on our socials as well, and I'll send you one.
Easy.
Or 2 if you're lucky. You've been listening to 2 Unemployed Actors. I'm Max.
I'm Sam.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
You'll hear us again next year.
Happy New Year. See you later.
Bye.
2 unemployed actors.